I said, what is that? Education is what teacher wants me to learn. Education is what you want me to learn. What's learning? What I want to learn. That difference made all the difference of education and learning. We never thought of it. So in the US system, the effort was, what does the child want to learn? In our system, effort was, what do we want them to learn? You know, we had a good friend called Kapil Sibal. He became Minister of Education. Farid Zakaria, and we were sitting in New York. He was talking about education. He said, what's the future for India? Kapil was very open about it. He said, I want skilling in India. My challenge was this. Skilling is not going to create a great society. Skilling will create people who can do here and now job. But learning will create something which will create society. So we had the potential to be great. So should we become great, or should we become what we are here and now person, here and now society? And that's a big challenge. So I went to about several states, spoke to chief ministers. Many accepted my ideas. But things will come down to, but my education minister doesn't accept what you say. I said, well, that's a big problem. But is he running? It's not a central subject. You take your call. But they will say, I'll say one laptop per child, and they will buy a laptop. Laptop was just one means. As a CIO of Roche at one time, I learned one thing. When I said technology in India, they said PC, desktop. When I said technology in America, they said, well, that's only 6%, 7% of my cost. Ecosystem. So technology is not a piece, it's a complete ecosystem. And we become productive in ecosystem. So my submission is this. Simplicity in understanding something that the last person can understand takes us much farther than making it complex. A cell phone number that you can remember, if that becomes Aadhaar, that tells us the way we think about society. That helps us, create a great society. Same thing happens to all Indians who go out. Without doing anything great, they become part of an ecosystem, they contribute a great deal more. So we have to think of ecosystem. And I'm very happy to hear very powerful words, global, sustainable, transformation, and ecosystem. So ecosystem is what's critical, because otherwise it's like throwing seeds which will never grow. So you create ecosystem for that, and you have a farming. So my point will be this. I flew from Boston. I think I'm a little jet-lagged. And this is a little too hard on me at this point in time. But the point is, ecosystem was the most interesting word I heard here, that we're talking about that. It was not being talked about 10 years ago. It was just one project, one task, something. So when you create ecosystem which has sustainability built into it, that is something is going to help us become a great nation, which can help Andhra have $100,000 per capita income 25 years. When I look at Korea did this, and Korea and our population of Andhra and Korea are about the same. Korea's economy already, I think, more than $1 trillion, $50,000 per capita. I think their population is about 50 million, so about $2.5 trillion economy. We can be too. We can be in less than 25 years. They achieved that in about 25 years. If you see the rate of growth, it's 3 times per decade. Ours was 50% per decade, except for the decade of 2001 to 10, when we grew up 3 times, we have been doing 50% every decade. So we can do 3 times a decade. And I think in 20 years, Andhra can plan to be a $100,000 per capita income economy if you really choose that way. That's a possibility. But beginning has to be made like China did. What did China do, what we didn't do? 71, and Nixon and Kissinger come to China, they started a new journey. In China, per capita income in 1971 was the same as India's, $191. And 2001, which is about, 1991, we were about 393 or thereabouts. But 92, China gets past India, and since then, it's been kind of galloping. Today, it's about $20,000. We are at $24.50 or thereabouts. So China did something interesting. It planned for 20 years for human development, people development, and that did it. Korea did the same thing differently. Korea says every single Korean, more than 21, is a graduate. No other country can claim that. That's what takes $50,000. So I would say that great societies just take some basic things about society very, very seriously, which is respecting their citizens and making sure that they can find their dreams, they can live it, they can create it. That's what it's all about. In America, pursuit of happiness was very important. So they allowed everyone to achieve what they want to achieve. They create a system for that. And that's what made America great. It went past Europe. Since 1945, 90% of Nobel Prizes go to people in America. They may be American, they may be foreigners in America, but Europe's basically lost out, America began gaining. The reason was the same. Reason was they focused on people and they said, we will help everyone achieve their dream. My submission will be that the greatest programs we have had, they have not been government programs. Cell phone was a program not run by government. Technology and support. Don't do it. Doing has never, I have analyzed about 100 programs of government, not one of them achieved goals. Our people are best. Our bureaucrats are amazing. Our leaders are amazing. I can't get a single vote, and they can get billions of votes. I was not part of civil services, and I've seen them, how brilliant they are. But when it comes to achieving things, something is missing. What is that? Because there is something missing, and my submission is, what's missing is, we become busy with our today. We don't think of tomorrow. We don't think of 20 years hence. So good thing is, we are thinking 2047. That's a great thing. So a lot of great things are already happening here. 2047, global sustainability transformation ecosystem. These are all great things. But unless you bring it down to ensuring that every single citizen is empowered from childhood onwards to achieve the dreams they have. The question is, if you can create the same ecosystem, we can be better productive. We have the potential to be as good as we want to be. There's no question about that. We are as good as we want to be. Let's help all of us to become as good as we can be. And with that, I'd like to thank you very much. Thank you indeed.
Thank you, Satish ji, for your insights into how global best practices in GovTech can be templated and adopted to Andhra Pradesh, how the institutional and policy framework is required to scale GovTech solutions in state of Andhra Pradesh. Now it is my pleasure to invite, there is a change in the program. We have moved the health tech session to in the place of GovTech. So it is my pleasure to invite Honorable Health Minister Sri Satyakumar Yadav ji, Government of Andhra Pradesh, and also Sri M.T. Krishnababu, Special Chief Secretary to Government of Health, Medical and Family Welfare. Sir, request you to join the dais. I request Krishnababu Garu to deliver his. Sorry, I missed it. I request Honorable Minister to speak, and then Krishnababu Garu will deliver his keynote address. Subsequent to that, we will invite the panel for the panel discussion.
Respected Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh, Gauraniyalu Chandrababu Naidu garu, the directors of Global Forum for Sustainable Transformation, distinguished guests, officials of Andhra Pradesh, and participants andariki namaskaram. I am indeed extremely delighted to be part of this important conclave that throws some valuable light on possibilities of taking, Andhra Pradesh healthcare to new heights. I sincerely compliment the team of Global Forum for Sustainable Transformation for taking this initiative, and also confident that the deliberations and outcomes of this important deep tech conclave will provide a roadmap and way forward for taking the healthcare delivery of Andhra Pradesh to new horizons. As we have already seen a few innovations in the exhibitions and also in the presentations, which can bring in a transformative change in the lives of the people, and more particularly in the health sector. I must thank the organizers for keeping this podium very low so that I am not only audible and also visible. It is universally acknowledged that health is wealth. For the health of the people has direct impact on the economic growth of any individual, family, or the state, or the country as a whole. The historical analysis of 13 developed countries has established that 1% increase in lifetime expectancy has resulted in 6% addition to the GDP and 5% addition to the per capita GDP. Which highlights the healthcare of the people, impact of the health of the people on the economic growth of any country. In this background, now we are aiming to become, when we celebrate centenary celebrations of our independence in 2047, we are aiming to become Vikasit Bharat under the leadership of Honorable Prime Minister, whose extraordinary leadership qualities, out-of-box ideas, have transformed the otherwise bankrupt economy of the country into one of the top economies of the world today. And on the other side, we have a leader, a visionary leader, who in the early 90s itself envisioned, understood the importance of IT and the kind of positive change that can bring in into the lives of the millions of youth, as also aiming to make Andhra Pradesh, Swarna Andhra Pradesh by 2047. The vision of the state and the country is defined by the two great leaders who have courage to dream, commitment for delivery, and compassion for the poor. Under their leadership, I am pretty confident that India will become a Vikasit Bharat by being one of top two economies, largest economies of the world, and also Andhra Pradesh, a Swarna Andhra Pradesh. But when I say so, the health to attain this, to achieve this by 2047, health assumes significance because accessible, affordable health care will create healthy people. Healthy people in turn will add to the economic growth or wealth creation. So, in this context, we have many challenges in Andhra Pradesh, like even in the country, as we are still a developing nation, where many gaps, demographical, many diverse challenges. During these challenges, it is important to leverage technology to find solution to face these challenges and bring in a transformative change in the health sector. I'm pretty confident because the achievements of the health ministry and what the state and health ministry more particularly is affecting for this conclave will be presented by our Special Chief Secretary Krishnababu Garu. But I want to say one thing. We have a huge data. Huge data captured by our healthcare professionals, right from the ANM, ASHA workers to ANMs to CHOs to healthcare professionals in the teaching hospitals, collected from 10,000 plus wellness centers at the village level and 1,700 plus primary health centers at rural and urban areas, and more than 250, close to 250 community health centers, area hospitals, district hospitals and teaching hospitals. But how do we integrate this data with the technology and bring in a betterment in the lives of the people and healthcare sector in particular? That's where deep tech solutions come into the picture. These solutions must provide predictive analytics, because my Honorable CM keeps talking about all the time about the new technologies, blockchain, data analytics, artificial intelligence solutions. These solutions should bring predictive analytics and therefore allowing us to take precautionary preventive measures and save the lives, and more particularly reduce the out-of-pocket expenditure of a common man or a patient, and also burden on the state exchequer or the nation's exchequer. So I urge upon the youth of the Andhra Pradesh, because Andhra Pradesh is known for intellect. There are lakhs of people, because of chandrababu Naidu Garu, have migrated to America, and they are proving their mettle. So I urge upon all of them to focus more on this deep tech solutions and help the Andhra Pradesh health sector. And I know, you all know, the leader like Chandrababu Naidu Garu being at the helm of affairs, the investors or innovators will get every possible support in the state. I take this opportunity to urge upon, appeal Honorable CM, sir, form a committee particularly on that, and you have been bringing many policies in every sector, and also appeal you, sir, to bring in a policy for deep tech innovations in Andhra Pradesh, so that more and more youth comes forward and they will be instrumental in building the Andhra Pradesh, Swarna Andhra Pradesh by 2047. So I take this opportunity to thank the organizers for giving me this opportunity of meeting of all, and more particularly to learn many things. I am not a doctor, I am a health minister. I have been a health minister for the past 6 months. I have always been a political student or an engineering student. I never knew anything about the medicine. Nothing, and not even a terminology. But still, Honorable Prime Minister, Honorable Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh have given me this opportunity to know many things and be an instrument in bringing a change in the lives of the people of Andhra Pradesh. Thank you all.